I've been praying for this miracle for 15 years, and we finally got it.
When Liz Hess's youngest son, Haden, was 4 years old, the usually healthy and active child started getting sick on a regular basis.
All of a sudden, he got pneumonia, and he was hospitalized. It was only a few months later he got pneumonia again.
After seeing several doctors, Haden was sent to Johns Hopkins for some advanced testing. Specialists confirmed that Haden had cystic fibrosis.
That's when the physician came to me and she said, "You need to accept this. You need to accept that he has this. Because if you don't, you're prolonging his being healthy."
When Haden was diagnosed with the incurable lung disease, the life expectancy of a child under strict treatments was in the late 20s.
I remember I got home from Johns Hopkins and I went right into the shower. And I just screamed and yelled at God and I pounded on the walls. I was very, very angry with God.
But after the initial shock of the news, the Hess family stood strong together. They decided to make Haden's childhood as healthy and normal as possible. He started extensive pulmonary therapies at 5 years old.
As far as his quality of life, he would have to take medications every day with every meal. He would have to do what we call breathing therapies, but they're pulmonary therapies. Everybody pitched in. Everybody pitched in. Haden has an older brother and sister. They would sit, they would play games. They would watch TV with him when he did his therapies.
I was raised to, not worry about it.
Through the years, Haden stayed optimistic despite his diagnosis. But deep down, he longed to be completely free of the disease.
It's challenging, being a kid with CF, because I was in 3 sports a year. I played football, basketball, and I ran track. So I was all good, but doing them, I always had I was always being held back, I feel like, in those aspects.
As Haden grew into a young man, the family's hope in God grew too. They decided that their faith and church family were the only things that would give them strength to fight Haden's condition.
So I started going back to church and started having more faith. And every time Haden would get sick, I would ask for more prayer than I used to.
I had people praying for me, I was praying for myself. Mainly just praying that I would live over 35.
During Haden's junior and senior years, Liz knew that he was near college, which could be one of the most dangerous times in his life.
When you're a young adult, you make your own choices. Your parents don't make them for you anymore. He was not going to do his therapies. He was not going to take his medication. And he was going to go downhill, and he was going to die.
When Liz's worries started to overwhelm her, she turned to the 700 Club for comfort.
It came on every day, right before I went to work. Everything on there just started hitting me hard. And I was just like, this is terrible. How could I be so selfish in my thought pattern, with God? How could I just give up on him, which is what I was doing.
Liz decided to believe, more than ever before, that God could work a miracle.
I just felt so much lighter and so happy and just God is going to take care of him. I gave him and his sickness over to Jesus.
While Liz was praying, Haden slowly started to feel better. By the time Haden left for college, he had to look for a new doctor.
After you turn 18, because I was in a children's doctor, and then, went to college, you got an older doctor, because, he hadn't seen me, and he was kind of quizzed me with questions, about my CF, how do I feel whenever I'm doing this, or how's your breathing, do you wheeze? And all my answers were no, they're not. He's like, I kind of want to run some tests, because this just doesn't sound right,
After running a battery of tests, the doctor called Haden's family in for the results.
I made my husband come with me because I didn't think I could handle this by myself. And the doctor told us he doesn't have CF. November 28th of 2012, we got the miracle news. And so immediately we started talking about, this is our Christmas miracle. This definitely was our Christmas miracle.
Perfect timing. It was just a wonderful Christmas. It really was. It's a gift for the whole family.
Today, Haden is almost finished with college and is healthier than ever. He doesn't take any medications and is off all pulmonary treatments. The family says they will never forget the Christmas that God cured Haden's once incurable disease.
That was the best Christmas present ever anybody could ever have given us.
Since I was healed, I've been thinking about, the future. I've been thinking I want to grow old, just thinking about where I want to be, where I want to live. Jesus healed me. I'm here because of him. My healing is just an example for people, for me, for my family. Yeah, if somebody asks me, does God heal? Yes, God heals.
Jesus came to us, and that's what Christmas is all about. God's son, and God gave me my son back, and he gave me that miracle.